Alright, so at this point I know that I don't have to say it. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time for you to wake up. I don't know if I have to say it in Spanish. Levántate! Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. You don't know what to do. Wake your ass up. What are you doing? Wake up. I'm over here giving you all types of packet of mustard type of teas, and that just means that it's time for you girls to catch up. Make sure that you're going over to patreon.com/AdrianExpression. They get all these videos first, they get the content first, and my patrons get to vote on the type of content that I'll be releasing. And also, I just wrote an article that I put up yesterday, so go over there, check it out, sign up. You will love it. Let's hop right into what's going on because we got a lot of stuff to cover, okay? Now, I just want everyone to know that this is what happens anytime I ask Black Widow from the Avengers which direction she's traveling in, okay? Based off of this video, it seems like she's going nowhere fast, always has been, never interested in the good sis. I don't care how, every waking moment that I get up, I'm gonna drag Black Widow. Now, I saw this video on Twitter and it was apparently an Uber. I cannot imagine being in an Uber. This is just a random ass video, I'm sorry, but I cannot imagine being in an Uber and the steering wheel falls off. It's just like, girl, so what now? Girl, if you don't cancel this ride and give me my refund, that's exactly what I said anytime I see Black Widow on the goddamn screen. Now, speaking of Black Widow, the reason I'm talking about her ass is because I think USA Today released this exclusive deleted scenes from the Avengers where annoying ass Tony Stark dies. I'm not sure why he thought that he was going to be able to defeat Thanos in his Tin Man aluminum foil built ass Iron Man suit. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. That's his prerogative. Either way, he ended up dead. The deleted scene was everyone around him, all his team members took a knee like it was Colin Kaepernick. Oh my god, they took a knee. It was a cool emotional scene, but the Russos were just like, we essentially replaced that scene with the Tony Stark funeral scene, and that's why it was a deleted scene. But to me, I think they should have kept it in. I know they could not because the movie was about 500 hours long. I know they couldn't keep in everything, but I thought that scene was really cool. Y'all should look it up and watch it for those of you who are interested in Avengers and tell me what you think about it. So I saw that I think Megan and SZA was hanging out, and also Megan and Rico Nasty were hanging out, and this is just something that brings great joy to my heart. Like I said, I also saw some of these ciphers, and of course Megan, Rico, Tia, all these women rappers were completely shitting on a lot of the male rappers. If you want to call someone like Blueface a rapper, don't know why he was on XXL, whatever, but they were completely outclassing, outdoing, out-rapping, you know what I mean, out-word playing a lot of those male rappers on there. So, you know, it gives me great energy, great exhilaration to see Rico and Megan hanging out. Now, there was a conversation going on social media about Megan Thee Stallion, why don't you go to the Breakfast Club? And it's just like, so many people responded like, why would she? Why would she take her ass over there? I forget what tweet it was, but someone said Charlamagne is gonna, if Megan Thee Stallion went there, Charlamagne would tell Megan, I can't wait to smell the seat when you leave. It would be all types of disrespect, all types of misogyny, all types of corniness, spearheaded by Charlamagne, backed up by DJ Envy, and Angela Yee just gonna be somewhere lost. She's gonna be running around here like a ditzy ass squirrel chasing a chestnut, chasing an acorn, while women in the studio are being disrespected by her co-workers and co-hosts. So it's just the whole environment of the Breakfast Club is a whole mess. The longer Megan Thee Stallion or honestly any female rapper, any gay person, anyone can stay away from that platform, the better for your psyche and mental health. Speaking of the psyche, I would definitely like to check up on a lot of these industry niggas just to see if they are okay. I know that it's a lot of weird things, Hollyweird, that's what they call it. I know it's a lot of weird things going on with celebrities since the beginning of time, but my goodness, this is ridiculous. To me, I'm just like, all right, it's no lines that y'all put in place not to cross. I'm just like, okay, so apparently, let me make sure I get this right. Lori Harvey and and Diddy are walking around. Now, we don't know, like I said, we don't know, it's been no confirmation, but they've been walking around taking cute strolls and shit. Apparently, Lori Harvey was also dating Diddy's son, and before she started walking around and having cute walks. Let's take a long walk around the park after dark. I don't know what's going on. She's giving me all types of Jill Scott type of teas with her ex's father. And that's the news that kind of circulated yesterday and is still kind of being talked about today. Not sure what's going on in that area. Not sure if Lori Harvey went on to the Extinction album by Adrian and listened to Fuck Your Father and got inspired. Not sure if that's what, I don't know if that's what happened, but this shit is getting creepier and creepier by the day, and it's not Lori Harvey specifically. It's just like, what is going on in Hollywood? What is going on in the entertainment industry? Lori Harvey is 22 and fucking Diddy is 49. He's 49. know, but Lori has been swimming through these niggas like Michael Phelps. Do you hear what I'm saying? I want to give her a gold medal. Take this woman to the Olympics because she's been cashing out. City girls from the 305 call Lori Harvey because their dad's in line, period. You see what I'm saying? Is Lori Harvey taking down these niggas' social security numbers and bank account and routing numbers? Is that what's going on? I hope that she sucks the credit score out of these niggas. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's a hot girl summer. It's a hot girl summer and a brown girl summer. That's what Beyonce said. Now, ever since the song came out, there has been, of course, amazing response and inspiration. Dark-skinned girls who Beyonce was specifically highlighting in that song. There's no reason for her to be name dropping Kelly Rowland and Lupita and all this shit if she was not specifically, and the imagery that she was using, not specifically focusing on dark-skinned girls. That's just on period. So, you know, ever since the song came out, like I said, there's been amazing response, inspiration. People have been happy about it, but there's also been another side which is just like I think somebody came out with light-skinned girls as a response to brown-skinned girls. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We already know how colorism affects our community. We already know that the closer you are to Eurocentric beauty standards, the less likely it is for you to have to deal with certain things. So I don't understand why the privileged in our community always have to find some reason to step on those who are not. I mean, from straight black people to how they treat black LGBT, that's one demonstration of power dynamics. Another demonstration, like I just said, is how dark-skinned people have been treated, especially in the past in our community, but continue to do so. So it's just like, oh well, Beyonce was talking about everybody. It's like, okay girl. So Beyonce went onto her Instagram and said, I said what I said. She didn't actually say it, but she just put up these images of dark-skinned girls behind her song brown-skinned girl. That's just it. That's just it. Like, oh my goodness. It's okay. It's okay for dark-skinned people to be highlighted and celebrated, boo-boo. It's alright. You're not gonna pass away. You ain't gonna die. Like, I don't know how heartless you have to be after seeing how much bullshit dark-skinned people go through, even in their own community, even in their own communities, even in their own families. I just don't see it. Knowing that they go through all that, every time they get celebrated, why is it this big deal? Like, y'all do this over and over. Why do you view it as an attack on you, girl? If you ain't gonna stand in solidarity, then just sit your ass down. Now, speaking of somebody who had to sit his ass down, Puerto Rican governor, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I just, at this point, I don't really care because he's such a nasty person. Ricardo Rosselló, I think is how you pronounce it. He had to sit his ass down. He had to resign. Now, if you're not aware of what's going on, the reason why so many people were going to the streets, I'm talking about, it was a protest. Thousands and thousands of people on the street saying, get your ass out of office. There were chats leaked of him talking to his team, talking to the people around him, and just all types of misogyny, homophobia, just like not caring about his people at all. He was talking with his team about the San Juan mayor, Carmen Cruz, essentially fantasizing about shooting her. I mean, even Ricky Martin, they were over here making fun of with homophobia. And as the governor of Puerto Rico, how can your people trust you when you're disrespecting such a large group of them? I saw such a huge response from the LGBT community over there, like, girl, they wanted his ass out of there. But apparently in Puerto Rico, they've been going through a lot of things. They've been going through a lot of corruption, so much so that even the successor, the person who's supposed to take over this governor position, is being dragged as well. She's a Justice Secretary, Wanda Vasquez, and the people of Puerto Rico is like, girl, not you either, which is, to me, is so crazy. They're trying to clean house. Now, apparently one of the reasons why they do not want her there is because she continues the type of corruption that has been going on, apparently. There have been apparent mishandling or delaying of prosecutions of members of her own political party, so they're not happy with her ass either. I hope that the people get the type of governor, get the type of representation that they deserve, that they need, and I hope they don't have to put up with any more bullshit, because that was ridiculous. If you read the stories and some of the shit that the governor was saying, and some of the stuff that's going on politically over there, you would be appalled, and you'd understand why these people took to the streets and started fighting back. So I thought that you guys might find this interesting. Apparently, Trump was at this student summit put on by this conservative advocacy organization called Turning Point USA. And so he was up on stage, and at first, you know, everything looked okay, but then Washington Post, I think, was the first one to report this. They looked at one of the seals being projected behind him, and it looked nothing like the American seal. It looked like the Russian seal with two eagle heads instead of one, as you can see here. And instead of arrows in the eagle's claw, is holding golf clubs, which I thought was just so hilarious. And what was even funnier is that in the banner above the two eagles' heads, it apparently says 45 es un títere, and in Spanish that means 45 is a puppet. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody in production was completely angry that Donald Trump was there and decided to put that seal up. apparently Turning Point USA, there was a spokeswoman from that group who said it was a last minute AV mistake, and I can't figure out where the breakdown was, but it was a last minute throw up, and that's all it was. Like I said, that comes from the spokeswoman from the group that put on the whole event in the first place. I'm just like, how the hell you just missed that? And that was not no just accident throw up. Somebody was purposely trying to protest him and put it up there, girl. So I don't know. The Deputy White House Press Secretary, Judd Deere, I think is how you pronounce his name, he said we never saw the seal in question before it appeared in the video. So it's they caught his ass completely off guard. They put golf clubs in that eagle seal. I don't know what to tell him. Like, I just want to see that toupee in distress. In distress. I want that toupee to be rolling like tumbleweed down to impeachment, all right? And lastly, I want to go ahead and talk about what's happening with A$AP Rocky. Now, A$AP Rocky, I will always preface it by saying what he said. He said, you know what, I don't know why y'all over here talking about this Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. I'm over here in, this is what he said, I'm over here in Soho, Beverly Hills. I can't relate to what's going on. Y'all over here talking about Ferguson. Every time something happens, I gotta stand up. I'm not Al Sharpton. I can't relate to what y'all talking about. And now his ass is locked up. Now all the very same activists that he was over here dissing and talking shit about was trying to get his ass out of Swedish custody. Donald Trump went up there talking about, oh, we're gonna get him out on bail, even though Sweden apparently does not have a bail system. It was just altogether a whole ass mess. You know how a lot of these conservatives do it. See, niggers, I'm helping y'all ass out. What's the problem? Y'all need to just shut the hell up. So I guess that's what Trump was trying to do, and he was just so confident something would happen. What ended up happening is that Sweden extended A$AP Rocky's jail stay, and it's been recently reported that a Swedish prosecutor is now officially bringing charges against A$AP Rocky and 2 members of his entourage. They're gonna have to face trial over what happened, and they could face up to 2 years in prison. Now, this is the words from the prosecutor. I have today commenced criminal proceedings against 3 individuals suspected of assault causing actual bodily harm, having come to the conclusion that the events in question constitute a crime, and despite claims of self-defense and provocation. In reaching this conclusion, I have studied the videos made available to the inquiry. It is worth noting that I have had access to a greater amount of material than that which has previously been available on the internet. So they basically said, girl, we got his ass now, ain't shit that y'all can do. He's gonna go to trial. He and 2 members of his posse. Since y'all think y'all could come over here and start shit up, we're gonna get his ass out of here up to 2 years in prison. So it's crazy. We already know that the global system, the justice system, is inherently stacked against our black asses, which is what we were trying to tell A$AP Rocky's dumb ass. But now that he's experiencing a justice system, the justice system firsthand, we'll see if he comes out of this experience learning anything. Okay? But on that note, I hope that the Beverly Hills communities that A$AP Rocky was over here kissing the ass of will find a way to stand up for him so that maybe he can have a good goddamn evening.